Welcome back to fixbuildrace. As you can see, it's just me here today. Sam's busy, but he's given me the keys to the workshop, so I'm going to crack in and try and get as much done as I can today. I guess I'm going to have to do my part and Sam's part. So engine needs to come out of this. I'll cut to a clip in a second of why that is, but yeah, engine's coming out today. Going to try and get it out myself, so we'll see how we go. Let's get into it. So I've just massacred the oil filter. It didn't come apart as easily as I hoped, but I got there in the end. And you can pull open this filter material, and I'll try to find a piece. It's a little one just there. It's a bit of goo, there's a bit there. Oh, there we go, nice big bit there. Yeah, it's nice and focused. So yeah, and all the oil that came out of the filter is all metallic-y as well, so definitely a bearing problem. So as you can see, obviously this engine needs a rebuild from what we saw in the oil filter. We're not just going to do bearings. I'm hoping that I can get a full rebuild kit, and I'm just going to rebuild the whole thing so it's nice and fresh for the new owner, and it's going to add a bit of value to the car. It does have 200,000 Ks on it, so it's worth rebuilding anyway. I can see a bit of oil on the pistons and stuff, so yeah, I think giving it a full refresh, full rebuild will be the best way to go forward. Obviously I'm trying to make as much money as I can for charity on this one, so if there's some things I can leave and not replace, I'm going to do that. It isn't how I'd usually do things. I'd usually, while I'm in there, I'll just replace everything, but things like the clutch, if that looks fine, then I will leave that, so I don't have to pay to get the flywheel skimmed and a new clutch and everything like that, which yeah, I don't really like doing, but I want to try and make as much as I can for charity, and the clutch feels fine as it is at the moment, but we'll see when we get in there. If it's stuffed, then we'll replace it. So it's going to be a bit hard to do this by myself with filming and working on the car and stuff, so please just try and bear with me. I'll try and show you as much as I can. I'll just show you what I think I can see needs doing, and then I'll try and give you updates as we go along. So obviously I'm going to have to drop the oil and the coolant, and then I can see all this stuff will need to come out of the way. Going to try leave power steering attached so I don't have to make a mess, attached to the car, that is. Unbolt the pump from the engine and leave that attached to the car if I can. I don't think there's any AC in it, but I'll try leave that attached to the car as well. I can see that the loom here comes down and goes forward, so I'm fairly certain there'll be an ECU under here somewhere, so that'll be good. I can just take the ECU out with the engine, so that'll save me having to disconnect the full harness. So yeah, obviously also I'm going to have to drop the exhaust off, and that heat shield looks like it's going to get in the way. All the bell housing bolts obviously, and then some things at the back there that look like they might get in the way. But yeah, I'm just going to rip in and start disconnecting stuff and hopefully get it out.
Alrighty, bit of an update.
Aaron's here.
I'm here. So, we've done
Drop coolant, drop
bits and
water.
pieces. Yeah, so it is fighting us a little bit. Won't lie to you, but yeah, oil's dropped, coolant's dropped.
Literally dropped.
Yeah, kind of like everywhere. As you can see, there's a bit of a pool over there, but we'll pretend like that's all good.
And the cardboard's covering a big oil spill because I was setting up a TikTok thing and then realised it stopped going like this and started falling through. I look under there and it's just a big puddle of it.
Uh-oh. Oh well, the joys of pulling an engine.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're on, was it TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah,
we're it on there.
Oh yeah, we're live on TikTok, so yeah, I mean, we won't be at the time that you see this video, but make sure you, if you are around on a weekend and have nothing better to do, then yeah, watch us work on cars on TikTok. But yeah, we'll keep you updated when some more exciting stuff happens, whether I drop nuts or smash my fingers or we get the engine out.
Yep.
Bets on what's first? Fingers. Yeah. Alright, stay tuned. Alrighty, so the engine is not out, and we may or may not have had a bit of a whoopsie. For those of you, have a guess at what happened.
Jack bended is what happened.
Unfortunately, the
I
oil...
forgot I put the drain tray under the wheel, and I lowered the hoist down a little bit to get to the fuel line, and had a crack, and I went...
So now we are...
Cleaning up
Oh
for the
my
next
goodness.
half an hour.
Kitty litter incoming. Sorry, Sam. Sorry, Sam.
Sorry, Sam's dead.
Yeah, true. But yeah, we'll clean it up and we'll get back into it. Alright, you might not be able to hear me because the rain is absolutely bucketing it down in here with the tin roof, so that's less than ideal, but we've had a good crack at this, got all the gearbox bolts out, and yeah, Mazda's just been fighting us the whole way through, so it's been a real pain, but yeah, we're making progress, getting the engine crane out now, so hopefully it's a smooth pull. Let's be honest, based on how it's gone so far, it won't be, but that's okay. Yeah, pretty much. Everything Jack was saying earlier, that this car's obviously quite decent because no one's really had to touch it or anything for quite a period of time, but it means all the bolts and shit are very difficult to undo. And yeah, so pros and cons, ladies and gents.
But yeah, hopefully it's ready to pull. I guess we'll just test the tensile strength of anything we forgot to remove. There's one lifting hook, so I'm just going to go back here on the head. There's another big,
This one there.
so that 10mm bolt should be going to go in there. I'm sure it'll be strong enough. It's not a big engine. A lot of the stuff's disconnected, so set up the crane and try and pull it. It was like boosting up my leg.
Oh man, my face. Hopefully the YouTube caught that because I just ate that in the eye.
Yeah, it did.
Holy.
Nice one.
Oh, man.
Right.
Oh, ow.
Getting the engine out of the bay was a massive pain, and this was mostly due to the fact that there is a removable panel in the firewall that we didn't notice was there until the engine was already out. But anyway, we got it out with a bit of persuasion in the end.
Yeah, we're good.
Good now.
Holy, they give me a hell of a fright.
Your face wasn't that close to it either.
Huh?
Your face wasn't right near it either. Woohoo! Fuck, that was the most annoying job I've ever done.
Yeah.
Alright? Is that on video?
Yeah.
Whoever said flat decks are impractical, read them and weep, mate. I then took the engine to my work, Tune Technic, and got stuck into tearing down the engine for the rebuild. I start by removing the clutch and flywheel to get the engine on a stand, and I quickly realise that we are going to need to replace the clutch because the one on there looks like what it came with from the factory. I then removed the harmonic balancer, which as you can see was way too easy, but then noticed the shock on my face as I realised there's no keyway or timing marks. After a good wash and blow dry, I get stuck into ripping the engine into a million pieces, and I just have to say a massive thank you to David for letting me take over the parts room to do this, and he's also going to give me a hand with the engine rebuild. I'm just going to start unboxing some of these parts and just check that they are what we're after. I can already see that this one's right because I can see that already. I'm into the timing chain now, so I'm going to check the timing chain kit, make sure that's all correct, because now's the time when we still have a little bit of time. If something's wrong, that we can just, you know, try and get the right one before Wednesday. It's currently Saturday, so as you saw, that water pump took a bit of a beating, so we definitely need to replace that. And yeah, that looks correct to me. Still got its mounting point on it, unlike the other one, so that's good. Same with the new O-ring. Now I can see this is most likely right because this exhaust manifold gasket is part of the heat shield as well. It's got this little lip over the top. So I'm just going to say that's correct. It says it's for an LF engine, which that is. 2 litre to 2.3, so I'll just trust that one's correct. Looks like a very thorough kit. I'll show you guys part numbers too, eh? The timing chain kit, we'll find out if that's correct. There's a part number for the Permaseal. Permaseal is a good brand, good aftermarket brand. Full gasket kit, here's a part number for LF engine if you're trying to do one as well. Ram main seal, that looks correct. Water pump, this is a Repco one. Repco do fairly decent stuff. Focus, you prick. Genuine Mazda conrod bearings. Alright, timing chain kit, very thorough. Now we'll go back in there and have a look if it all looks correct. Alright, so that is correct. So that part number I showed you is for an LF VE engine. Might be for other ones as well, but you'd have to check with your part supplier. So all these parts I sourced from Repco Calston, and I want to say a massive thank you to Miles from Repco Calston. He was an absolute champion finding all these parts and sourcing them all for me. Kept bringing me back with prices and updates and stuff, and he really helped me out on pricing. He spoke to his suppliers, so Permaseal suppliers and that sort of stuff, and told them about what we're doing, and they actually dropped the price, their supplied price, so that allowed him to pass that cost saving on to us. So we got a really good deal on all these parts, and that was a massive thanks to Miles at Repco Calston. So cheers dude if you're watching, really appreciate it. It's really going to help us get the maximum profit we can for Movember. Alright, so I got some light reading to take home with me. Sheet of everything I need. Got some exciting news about where I actually got that from, but that'll come in next video. Some pretty exciting news, so stay tuned for that. But I'm going to read through the disassembly stuff now and disassemble that head, block and chain, and then we can just rip into reassembly on Wednesday night. Hopefully get it all done. That'll be in the next video. As you can see, the sump is filled with confetti, and this is why. As you can see, number 1 conrod bearing looks like it has been absolutely ravaged. Now I don't think this is actually spun, I think this is due to maybe a lack of servicing and a bit of debris got in there and just worked it down over time until it got worse and worse. And this is what a normal one looks like from another cylinder. That's going to conclude the day in this episode of Fix Build Race for me. So engine is pretty much fully disassembled, ready to be cleaned up and have a full rebuild. Yeah, number 1 conrod bearings were the culprit. These things are munched up. So the crank looks fine though, thankfully. Had a check over on the crank and it looks absolutely fine to me, so we should be good to just give it a rebuild and a freshen up, and yeah, it should be good as gold. So yeah, thanks for watching this one. No Sam, unfortunately, he's got COVID. Hopefully he's got a bit of an update for you that we can chuck in this video, but yeah, it's his first time getting COVID. He was lucky enough to dodge it the first round, but yeah, managed to catch it this time. So sending him some love. Hopefully he gets better soon and be back out and firing on all cylinders soon. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one for the full engine rebuild.
I don't really put much soul in it. It's like I don't think that I'm with it. I'm on the pro team, you'll be calling that Olympic. They see me rolling, no millionaire, I'm sunning. Peter,